Yay!
Hi, everybody.
Hello, folks. Everybody. It's the Golden Girls.
Doop de doop. Oh, I forgot to do my name.
Uh-oh. Off with your head.
I'm telling you.
And right now we have, even though somebody did come in for a minute, we have, oh, excuse me, here we go. We first had 0, now we have 6 people. Hey, everybody.
Yay! Well, yeah, as soon as the notices go out, yeah, people usually wait till they get those notices, and that's okay. Whether we have 6 or 60 or 600, it's going to be a fabulous show.
Well, it always is. It's the Golden Girls.
Yes.
Of course. Of course. Yes. So, hi, JW. Hi, Maureen. Hi, Artist Liz. And Kimberly. And for anyone that doesn't know yet, our Mel, the Aloha Shirt Psychic, is currently in the hospital. He's been in emergency room all day. He has a hole in his colon, which was talking with surgeons about what to do, if they're going to do emergency surgery or not. I don't know. That's all the information Linda G had when she called and told me. So that's all I've got for now. But y'all just wrap him up with prayers and healing energy and just whatever you can throw his way so that he's fixed up and gets home quick. And yeah.
Well, I don't know what that's all about, but a hole in the colon sounds to me very serious.
Yeah, it causes. What did she say? Wait,
it can
I gotta look at the thingy here. If my phone will cooperate, I gotta get a new phone, y'all. I just got an update. Speaking of the devil, she said it was causing peritonitis.
Yeah.
Peritonitis. He's going to a room right now. I'm sure he wouldn't mind hearing from you. He has his phone next to him. So they're giving them lots of antibiotics to hope that they can cut the infection. If he starts getting worse, so immediately do surgery, which means they're going to take a portion of his colon out. Peritonitis is serious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's the picture she sent me.
Oh.
Well,
everything you're talking about is very serious.
So yeah, when we get off, I'll call him.
He definitely needs prayers for Mel. Any good energy we can give to him to get through this, because it is a serious condition. I have no idea how something like that comes up, but wow,
well, like I said, he's been complaining for a couple of weeks that his stomach was bothering him, and he thought it was just like gastroenteritis or something,
Yeah.
And I don't know how it's caused, but I guess it's something that's been building. And I love my Mel. I don't want him to. He's got to get well. He can be irritating at times, but I still love him. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely.
He can be irritating too.
Okay, they're calling it, somebody on here, JW is calling it diverticulitis. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. I think that the good news is that he is exactly now where he needs to be. They have identified it. They know what they're going to do, and they have a plan A, plan B, plan C that they're ready to go with on a moment's notice. So he is in a good place. I know he's a very positive person. He's still going to need a whole lot of support from everyone, because it's nice to be positive, but when it's happening to you, it does get a little scary. So lots of love and light, healing, compassion, whatever Mel needs is, we are all sending it out to him, and he'll be right as rain. It's just going to take a little bit of time.
I'm answering her so she doesn't think I'm being rude.
Well, you know, I think Sherry said that, you know, he is on antibiotics, and that seems
Yes.
the
Yeah.
first thing we do is put you on some heavy duty antibiotics. And boy, just, I don't know. I mean, you
It's
know,
just crazy. Yeah, it's like
well,
stuff
diverticulitis-
happening left, right, up, down.
Mhm.
You know, you
So anyway,
Arthur keeps saying it's like that crazy lady back in the 80s that had that commercial that was always, come on, stop the insanity. And she would be screaming and hollering to lose weight. And I was like, yeah, I remember her.
Yeah.
Couldn't stand that voice.
Yeah. You know what? He will make it through this. And
Oh, absolutely.
I'm putting it out there that he is going to be celebrating his birthday at home and not in the hospital.
Yes. That's right. Because his birthday is
On
Saturday.
the 22nd.
Saturday.
Of March?
March.
Yeah. He'll be 71. That's what he was telling us.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
yeah, we definitely want this to be a happy birthday for Mel.
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, on the politics that we're talking about today, it's just so much stuff. It is such a mess. There's no logical way. There's no logic in any of this, and it's just crazy making. And I'm thinking, isn't it about time for somebody to do an intervention on Trump? I mean, there's something wrong with him. I mean, he said something,
and the rest of his crew,
and then another thing the next day, and then a different thing pertaining to the one that he was just talking about. All these tariffs, yes, tariffs, 25%, 50%, now 200% tariffs. Oh, well, wait, never mind. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to do something else. It really is, it's really upsetting for a lot of.
Yeah.
So if you like to drink good wine or champagne that comes from France or Italy, go buy it now before the prices go up.
Yeah, if you can get it.
If you can get it, right. Yeah.
Prices are going up on everything, and Trump,
eggs were expensive before.
Ridiculous things that after we do this, we are going to be such a rich, wealthy nation. I'm thinking, no. We were a rich, wealthy nation, and people actually respected us at some level. Now that's gone. It is gone, and it just took a matter of days for the whole world to go, uh-oh, something happened in the United States. There's just some weirdness going on, and we don't trust them anymore.
No.
Yeah, I think, it's getting to the point that it is more and more going to be a case of the world turning its back on the U.S. than it's going to be the U.S. saying, we don't want to be part of NATO. We don't want to be part of this or part of that. I think the world is going to say, okay, you know what? You're a toddler. You're having a temper tantrum. It's time for you to go in timeout. So we're
go
just
to your room, as our parents would say.
Yeah.
And I love what Kimberly said. She goes, intervention. You have to have family and friends that truly love you for an intervention.
Well, that lets him out.
You're so right. You are so right. But I'm just saying, I know that the Democrats are looking around and they don't look like they're doing much, but I get a feeling, when we've been talking
the more progressive branch are doing a lot, and it's just not getting covered by the press. You got to kind of keep up with just their personal accounts to know what's going on.
Yeah.
But the dyed in the wool long-term Democrats are still playing touchy-feely, and if we're nice, then they'll be nice. It's like, no, they're not going to be nice. They're going to shove it in your face like they've been doing for the last 50 freaking years. Every time you open your mouth to be nice, they shove poop in there. So
they're still afraid that if they speak up and say what's the truth, that they will be somehow, either they will be harmed, their family will be harmed, the people closest to them might be harmed. And apparently this is the way that the Trump administration is handling things that they don't like. That
Yes.
it's just like the judges. When a judge comes up with something that they don't like, they immediately go to the court and try to get that guy removed. I don't know if they're also threatening them, but yeah, he's turned into a mob boss, using the whole country as his mob. And yeah, these things are it's just so out of hand and so chaotic. And I told everybody, I told you guys, I told you this was gonna, and I didn't say specifically these things, but I said it was gonna get crazier and crazier and worse, and because it's got to get worse before it gets better.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, that is exactly what is happening right now. And I do.
Joker just fell out of my deck.
Yes.
Oh boy.
So yeah.
Sorry. Oops. Okay.
It is going to get better, but it does get worse before it gets better. Right now is, you know, the mid-March is what, well, in the Ides of March, that I kept seeing that things were going to start percolating. Well, that's exactly what's happening right now. He is just doing such crazy stuff and continually getting away with it. But there is, you know, a judge did come in and say, you can't fire all those people, and we'll just see how he deals with that.
What I read earlier was he had 3 major losses in courts today that he was suing people back for, and he lost all 3 cases. So with them telling him he has to pay people, he has to reinstate people, he has to start putting the money back out where it's supposed to go. It was like, is it still there? Didn't they already spend it?
Yeah. If anyone is wondering, you know, about this, you know, maybe they have been threatened, maybe this, maybe that, they're afraid. Yes, I can understand that you're afraid. Saying nothing is siding with the oppressor when you say nothing. So, you know,
Chuck Schumer should have been out of the damn Senate 8 years ago.
Yeah. So
12 years ago.
Yeah. I think that and I've said this before, what we are seeing is not only the Republicans, but the Democrats as well, that need to self-identify as these people need to be replaced. So there you go. And next election, Chuck Schumer should not be on your list of people you're going to vote for. You can vote for
there is some Democrats that are coming out and saying things, and I know that I can't trust anything I see on the news about, you know, I thought that the budget was decided as of like Monday or Tuesday or something, and it needed to be decided by tomorrow. Well, now I'm seeing maybe not, that it has not totally been decided, because there's a lot of Democrats who absolutely don't want it, because it gives Trump so much freedom and so much more power than he's already got.
Yes.
To just do as he pleases without any congressional support or backup, or asking the
and why the Ides of March are so famous. Look at what Raymond de Pasquale put at, would be what, 6:16 your time, Cleo.
Stabbed to death by 40 senators. Absolutely.
For entertainment purposes only, YouTube.
Yes. Yeah.
We are not promoting violence in any way, shape, or form.
No. But if something should happen and there's going to be a major figure that is going to be having a funeral, I can pray for them. I'm just saying.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Rand Paul.
Or for any of them that get run out of town on run out on the rail when they used to would put them on a railroad tie, those big long lumber things, and they would tie them to it and run them out of town. And that's what run out on a rail means.
Yep.
That's how they, or tar and feather. They would literally dunk you in tar and feather you and have fun picking that stuff out your hair.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just amazing.
And the crack of your behind, you know, I mean.
Yeah.
It's amazing how quickly Trump has, and his little buddy Musk, and even Vance, you know, how quickly they have just gone completely over the edge, completely just nonsensical, you know, like there's no reason for these tariffs. And then for this, well, for him, 45, for him to say, we're just, when we get done with this, we're just going to be the richest country. And since we already are the richest country, I don't know
anymore.
But no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's how quickly he ruined the country. Is not anymore.
In 8 weeks, we got the stock market tanking and 401ks going bust, and you know.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, let's throw another tariff out there.
He's such a great businessman that he can, you know, he can point to his successes. You know, that 9 times. I think it was 9 times that he declared bankruptcy successfully.
6 times.
6 times.
3 times his daddy bailed him out, so he didn't have to do it. So
okay, well there you go. So that's he is very good at that, and that's what he is working on.
Hi, now. Edward. Yeah.
Hello, Edward. Thank you for being here. Yeah. Oh, Maureen D'Amico. Yeah, we have a C- rating. You know what? Yeah, that's when countries are given that rating, that credit rating, and it's kind of like every person gets a credit rating, right? That's based on how much you owe, how much you bring in, how vigilant you are in paying your bills. Are you the kind of person that pays their bills on time? Are you generally late? How many times are you late? That kind of stuff. You know, how many times do you have to defer payments and so on? Personally, that affects your credit rating. As a country, it signals to the rest of the world that, you know what, you better be careful. This country is looking for money. So what's going to happen? Well, okay, I might decide to loan you some money, but whereas the guy that has the A+ rating is going to be paying 5% interest, you with a C-, I'm taking a risk. I'm going to have to charge you 15.
Yeah.
Right. So how does that help?
And the fact that all the other countries on the globe have now placed the United States of America on a humanities watch list.
Yes.
Listing that we're no longer a safe country to visit. They're telling their people, don't go there. Go take your vacation somewhere else and give your money to that country, but stay clear of the US of A because you're liable to not come home.
Yeah.
So
you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen.
Human Rights Watch list. Thank you, Alcia.
Yes. Yeah.
Or is it Alicia? I'm not sure which way you say it.
Yeah. Perfect. So can we do a quick reading on the energy for tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and okay. Yeah,
you know Cleo what? Use her new cards.
Yes. Yeah. And Raymond, just as I was saying that, I saw his post. How do you see the veterans protest going tomorrow? So right. Okay, let's read on that. That's a good energetic thing.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and everybody, you know, will be paying attention to the veterans.
Yes.
Because they are really getting the short end. And, you know, Trump never has.
They're already unstable as it is coming back from war.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, Trump never has been particularly supportive of the veterans.
No,
It's
they're
just
all sucker
No.
losers, according to him.
Yeah.
oh boy, I
I
get
am
that
not liking this spread.
hell is gonna break loose across the country. These people are not fooling around. These veterans are not taking this. I mean, they have risked their lives for our country, for our freedom, and for democracy. And now they've got to deal with this knucklehead doing what he's doing. It's just not right.
Yeah. Yeah. There is a good deal of worry that, yeah, people are anticipating that there are going to be some pockets where there is going to be violence. I think this is going to prove to be sort of the beginning of the end, where yeah, things are going to come to light, and I think more and more people are going to be able to see the influence that is coming in from overseas on things that are happening in the U.S. I start off with the Nine of Swords, being concerned, being worried. I get the Death card. I also get the Wheel of Fortune, things turning around, and the Three of Wands, the things that are coming in from overseas, from across the pond. So this could, given the Wheel of Fortune, I'm wondering if this isn't the other countries overseas that are going to align themselves with the veterans and that are going to give support to them.
Well, I definitely see that the veterans are going to make an impact on the United States and within our country. What they're doing and will continue to do with their protests and everything, they are making a difference. So anybody that wants to get involved in any kind of protest, get out there and do it. But the veterans.
Well, there's a big one in DC, and then there's supposed to be one at the same time in all of the state capitals.
Yep. Yes, Marilyn. Viva la revolución.
But yes. I also get the 10 of Cups. So I think that what they are doing, there may be some violence and stuff, but in the end, it's going to bring people together, because they're going to be looking at these people going, wait a minute, these people have risked their lives.
Yes.
And now this is what's going on with them. And it's going to make people mad, but it's going to make people get together for the right reasons and start questioning more about the stupid things that are happening right now with tariffs and all these departments that are being demolished. I mean, it just can't go like that. But I see there's a whole bunch of things in this reading that, also I get the Tower. So there's all kinds of stuff going on, and it's all, in the end, it comes out for the best. But in the beginning, we're going to be like, whoa, pay attention to what these people are saying. And that's what it's going to do. It's going to force people to go, wait, these guys, they're not politicians. They don't own a car company. They're not, they're just veterans. And they're getting the raw end of the stick on this whole thing.
Yeah. They willingly went into service. They accepted that they would be put in harm's way in order to protect their country or protect another country. They're fighting for democracy when they wear the uniform. Now that they are out of uniform, they deserve every ounce of respect that they are due. And that comes in terms of no vet should ever be without a home. No vet should ever have to worry about medical bills or treatment. That should be automatic.
Oh, that should be a given, automatic.
Yeah,
regardless.
No question. Yeah, you're going harm's way. Yeah, that. Who would you follow into a tense situation? A veteran, or someone who calls veterans suckers and losers, and who couldn't do his military service because of bone spurs?
Supposedly.
Yeah. I know who I'd want.
Daddy paid for that too. So
yeah.
I got some really interesting cards here. The first two that came out was Death Reversed and the Hermit. So we're looking at people who is a lot of people in this country are very resistant to change. Yep. It's scary to them. And so they will put up with BS because they're afraid to make a change for the better. Just the idea of change is terrifying to them. But with all of this happening, you know, I got the Hermit coming out. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be doing some really deep reflection on their own soul. What does this mean for me? Maybe it's time we do make some changes, etc., etc. But then I pull the Page of Wands. And so that's new ideas, creative ideas. So I think a lot of people are going to come out of this introspection and they're going to start up with some really good ideas of how to make things better, not worse. Followed by the Three of Wands, which is preparation, progression, moving forward. So yeah, all of these creative ideas, they're going to start progressing and moving forward with them. And then we end with the Lovers, where we as Americans fall back in love with Americans. And we no longer have to be ashamed to say, well, I'm from America. You know, there's going to come a time.
Yeah, whoever
once
thought.
we clear this,
yes,
this mess up, where we'll be able to hold our heads high again and claim, yeah, I'm a United States of America citizen. Right now, you don't have that very much.
Yes.
Most people don't even want to admit that they're an American. They will bend over backwards to not admit it. It's from what I've seen, you know, because they feel ashamed of what's happening in our country.
Yeah, well, it's shameful. And it's also shameful that we have a president that has been convicted of 34 felonies. So let's not forget, he's just a con man.
He should never have been allowed to run.
No.
Yeah, absolutely not. He should not have.
Nope. But Elon purchased the presidency for him. Make no mistakes about it. He did not win. That was entertainment purposes only. Always have to say that. That election was stolen. He was installed. And yeah,
it's on video. He admitted it on an interview. Twice now.
Yeah.
Well, Elon went in, he knows the computer stuff, and he fixed it. So I'm the winner.
Yeah.
Hello, how much more evidence do you need? He confessed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Numerous times, but twice on video.
Yeah.
So when we say the Democrats aren't doing anything, I really think that no, up front they're not doing anything. Behind closed doors, I think they are doing something, but I don't know what that is yet, and I think they don't know exactly what move to make yet. They're still trying to follow the rules, and as far as taking stuff before Congress and taking stuff before the Senate, well, we can't win on that. So they've got to come up with a different way to approach this because they don't have enough Democrats in either one. So,
throw out the rule book and just start dealing with the bully the way you deal with the bully. You're not going to talk them out of it. So, yeah.
Well, and they keep talking about, what's going to happen with the next votes. And we've got some other votes coming in for some people that are Democrats that might be in Congress or might be in the Senate. I'm like, no. Nobody in their right mind is going to wait 2 years. Well, they'll total of 2 years, but for this to take place, we have to do something very, very soon, if not right this instant. There is a lot of, it's damaging a lot of people. I'm very curious to see what happens now that the judge has said, thousands of people need to be, it was not right for you to fire them. I think he might have even said it was illegal to do that.
He broke contracts.
Yeah, so let's see how this part works out, and will they get their jobs back? I mean, the last time they pulled this crap a week or so ago, they said that people needed to come back, and they said, "Oh, okay, fine." So when the people went back, their department no longer exists, so they still don't have a job. No, I mean, he's doing all these illegal things and getting away with it.
Yeah, and honestly, and I've done videos in the past, and I've said this in the past. Sitting around and waiting for the midterms is probably going to be the last thing that you should be waiting for, because between now and the midterms, a lot of things could happen, including the Trump administration saying, and what I said on a past video, I believe, was I could see JD Vance stepping up and saying, folks, we've heard lots of things about the elections being rigged, and there's all kinds of stuff going on. We need to find out what it is. We need to narrow down what happened, where it happened, how did it happen. So no elections until further notice. Until we figure out what's going on, no more elections. So,
and yet today, I just had this come across my news feed. Evidently, Vance went to the Kennedy Center for some big reception and was booed for over 30 seconds from everybody in attendance.
Yay! Yay!
Yeah, absolutely. You have to stand up. You have to speak up.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't, you're just siding with the oppressor, and it's only a matter of time before you are caught up in that net. We need to be positive, but positivity requires action. It's not just enough to to sit back and say, well, something should be done. Yes, something should, and somebody should do something about it. And remember, each and every one of you is a somebody. So
yeah,
go protest, get involved with your local political groups or chapters that are out there that are trying to get the message out to people who maybe have, they've been drinking the Kool-Aid for so long, they can no longer taste the poison, right? So
right.
Yeah, get involved, do something.
I think it was just yesterday I got a thing in the mail from Kamala Harris and Tim Walz asking for money because they weren't done fighting. And I didn't quite understand the whole thing. And I'm like, money for what? And I still don't quite get it. At first I was thinking, yeah, I'm going to send them some money. And then I thought, well, no, I already sent them some money and things didn't go well. But what is it that you need money for?
Yeah, you have to be more forthcoming than that.
Yeah, I just didn't quite get
it. You know what? let me be the other side of the coin. If I tell you that I need more money because I'm going to start launching a lawsuit because I have evidence that this and this and this happened, you are just letting the other side know what it is that you've got coming up.
No, that's true.
So, sometimes you have to play your cards very close to the chest and not let things get out, so that, when you're ready to act, the whole idea behind that is to catch the other side off guard, to catch them so that, you never call a criminal ahead of time and say, by the way, we're coming in with an arrest warrant for you at supper time tonight.
That's true. So, you're absolutely right.
Make sure you're showered and have on clean underwear.
Yes. Yeah.
As you may not shower again for a while.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Maureen talking about, I tried to call her senator. She said she tried to call my senators and congressmen today, and they're all 5calls.org. The number 5 calls CALLS.org, and they will look up who you need to call They'll look up any of them that you ask for, and they will give you their direct number to their office in Washington. And that's you can call. And and there's another website too that Arthur's always talking about, and I can't remember what it is. But it's
yeah,
I just put it in the chat. So there's things we can do, and it's just the American people have got to make a decision. Do I still want to be an American that lives in a democratic republic society, or am I willing to shuck it all away and live in a dictatorship under fascism? That's our choice.
But we have to depend on all our politicians to. I mean, certainly if we see it, and we're not so entrenched into the whole government thing, certainly they see it. And that's the other thing that I always kind of go back on is there's just no way in hell that the people of this country are going to allow this to happen totally. I mean, I guess we supposedly need to go through this nonsense. It's pretty dangerous nonsense, but we need to go through it to make sure it doesn't ever happen again. But in the meantime, it's super painful. It's pretty scary. I mean, there's at one minute they're saying we're not going to touch Social Security, and now we're hearing, oh, maybe they are going to touch Social Security, and then our checks are going to be late and stuff like that.
If they come in at all.
Yeah, if they come in at all. And I'm thinking, now that's pretty scary. And if that kind of thing starts happening, you're gonna have a civil war. You're gonna have a lot of old people, and I'll be right there with them.
Yes,
carrying our canes and beating people
exactly.
Because
I mean, I don't get Social Security yet, but I'm only a few years away from it. By golly, I want my money back if they're going to try to play that nonsense. Every penny with interest.
Exactly. And you know what? There's a lot of us in Canada that feel the same way when it comes to, is anyone going to come across the border? I may be old, but I do have a heavy enough coat that I can put it on and I can go down to the border. And even though we have strict gun control laws, doesn't mean we don't know how to use guns.
That's right.
So if it means, got to get out there. Yeah.
Have pitchfork will travel. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So, I have a meat cleaver in my drawer. It can do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
A meat cleaver, definitely. Well, for everybody, if you can't get out and protest, or if you don't have a way of doing that, or don't even have a desire to do that, I just want to remind everybody to keep the faith. Yeah. There's definitely hope. There's definitely light at the end of the tunnel. It's just that I'm having such trouble keeping up with the bizarre and crazy things that Trump is doing, and that nobody is saying, hey, hold on a minute. I mean, where is the adult in the room that just says, there's something wrong with this man? He's not somebody that should be delegating all these things. And then turning around, he constantly is lying to us, telling us this is really going to make us rich. No, it's not. It's going to really make us poor. He's destroying the country. He is
exactly. He has enough money now that if he was to run away to another country, he's not going to be suffering. You will be, but he's not going to be suffering. So
we'll even help him pack his bags. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
Drive the boat, whatever. Fly his plane. Yeah, get your butt on there. Let's go.
Totally. Yeah. And Sherry, please don't worry. Okay. Where was it now that I saw Sherry?
Yeah, I saw that. Sherry Free.
Ontario. Sure. Oh, no. I heard some talk about, he's going to come in and he's going to take over Toronto. Good luck.
That's gonna happen.
Good luck, because you know what? you go down the highway or however you come, there's a good deal of land between the border and Toronto. I think that most folks can figure out you're coming. Okay. You're going to come in through the Great Lakes. Again, we do have binoculars. We could probably see you coming.
And sink your battleship.
Yeah. Don't think for 1 minute that the government isn't going to respond. That's number one. Number two, he has gotten rid of the top generals. Who's going to lead the army or whatever into battle? If we give them maps with a picture of Canada, but don't write Canada across it, they'll never find us. They don't know how to use the map. So yeah, the idea that don't even give that a second thought. Do not let that be any kind of a worry, because it's fear mongering. It's to make you scared.
Yep.
Right. And yeah, do you think that the people living in Toronto, the
cowering in their pantries?
Yeah. No.
My Canadian cousin, Acadian Proud, said would Grumpy try to hire mercenaries? He's already got them. They're called the Proud Boys and the whatever the other group was. You know, his little fat overgrown men who think that they're all tough guys.
Yes,
So,
the ones who said, sorry,
Marina, being our favorite Canadian, how did you feel about the new prime minister?
I like him.
Is this the same guy that you were thinking is Trump 2.0?
No.
Oh,
no,
good.
No, guy.
No. No. Mark Carney, the new Liberal leader.
Thank you, Alcia.
Who's going to be sworn in tomorrow, and I anticipate within hours of the swearing in ceremony is going to be calling for an election. It is Pierre Poilievre is the conservative leader, and he's the guy that is Trump 2.0. And I was reading something on the conservative website, what their platform is, and so on. If you didn't know that they were talking about Canada, you would think that they were talking about the US. Poilievre wants to do away with a lot of the social programs that Canada has. He wants to privatize a lot of that.
Wow, that does sound like Trump 2.0.
Yes, he is. He is Trump 2.0, and he was the guy that it's funny because it just mirrors so much about what the GOP did with Biden when Poilievre was going on about Justin Trudeau and he needs to resign. We're going to call this. We're going to do that. He needs to. People are tired. And all of a sudden, Trudeau said, "Okay, I resign." And you can't do that. You can't.
He just did.
You need to call an election. And he said, "Oh, okay, yeah, there will be an election. We're going to elect a new leader of the Liberal Party, and then we're going to have a federal election." Well, no, that's not the way it works. It's like it didn't surprise me one little bit, because it's like, yeah, you know what, your buddy down south, that's exactly what he was saying. So yeah.
Well, it's just like all the idiots down here who carrying on about, well, why doesn't, this president, whoever's in office at the moment, why isn't he paying or doing this, or why is he spending money on that? It's like, because the Congress decides how much money he can spend and who it has to go to, and he can't deviate from that. He has to spend the amount Congress tells him he can spend, and he has to spend it on the things that Congress told him to spend it on. And that's it. Now, there are some kind of free-floating monies out there that a president can use to do whatever, something or other that strikes his fancy, but not to the tune of trillions of dollars,
Yeah.
And this is what keeps getting us into such deeper and deeper debt is every time since Roosevelt, every time a Republican has gone into office, they have doubled or tripled our debt.
Yep.
And we have nothing to show for it except broken government. And then the Dems have to come in, clean up the mess, get everything up and running again, get the bills paid so that we're functioning again, to just turn around and have the Republicans get elected again, who break everything and spend all the money.
Yeah.
And then want to run and scream about, well, we can't afford to do that. Well, yeah, we can.
Yeah, exactly.
We can afford to have a 4-year party. It's your drunken sorority, fraternity, whatever. We can afford to feed the kids,
Yeah. And while the Democrats are fixing everything, they're out there saying, no, we're doing no more spending. We can't do any of that. We have to, cut back until they get in power. And then it's, cut back. Okay. So instead of taking 100%, we're just only going to take 90. Okay. There you go. What's a few points between times? So, I think that, Trump really, really did the Liberal Party a great favor, whether he realized it or not, because up until his talk, the Conservative Party was, in popular opinion, was leading by about 22 points. And it looked like if a federal election is called, chances were very good that it was probably going to be a majority conservative government, with Trump's talking points mirroring so closely with Poilievre. The Liberals now are in the lead by a few points. So it is entirely possible. Best case scenario is a win for us in both cases. If the Liberals get in again, that's fine. Don't really have to worry too much about Poilievre and what he wants to do. If, on the other hand, he does manage to win the election and to get in power, it will probably be a minority government, which means that he would then have to work with either the Liberals, the NDP, or the Green Party, depending how many seats he was short versus how many seats that they got, in order to form a coalition government. When you have a coalition government, you don't get a whole lot of things done because everyone wants to have the biggest slice of pie when it comes to making decisions.
Yeah.
Well,
Patrick is dead on there. That's it exactly. How much money can he shove in his pockets?
Exactly.
And to hell with the rest of us. And
wouldn't it be nice if what the people is, some of the people in the Senate and maybe the Democrats and some of the people internationally are working on is the ability to freeze and seize Trump assets, Musk assets, anyone who has made a profit since November of last year on the stock market due to manipulation, froze whatever it was that they benefited.
Freeze and seize. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that thought a lot.
Yeah.
Well, didn't Trump, I guess there was didn't he have to put up some money so that he could still keep his properties from the illegal dealings that he had made in New York?
Yeah, he had to put up some, and I think that was so that he could, while he's appealing.
appeal. Yes, the appeal process.
Yeah, they have
I
to
guess
pay a
that's
percentage
gonna-
on the appeal process.
This is not going to happen because now he's president. I suppose they gave his money back to him.
No, he didn't get that back. That got
No,
paid
good.
out to where it was supposed to go.
Yeah, no, as far as I know, they are still holding it because
Maybe they are still
his
holding it.
convictions are still in appeal.
Yeah, they didn't do away with that. They
No.
put everything on a back burner.
Yeah.
So that when his 4 years are up, they can
Yeah.
pop it all back onto the front burner and say, okay, our turn.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
And
So,
none of his family can run charities or do anything like that in the state of New York. They've all been banned for life from that because they defraud everyone.
Yeah, they
that they've ever run a charity for. So
defrauded an organization that they were raising money for cancer treatment for children, and they absconded with the funds. So only the best people, only the best. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, it's it can be very discouraging at times because it feels overwhelming. And I know one of the things that my guides, I mean, my eyes driving me crazy.
I
One
know
of the things
feeling.
my guides have been telling me is that, and every time I do a drawing, do a reading, this is what they keep telling me. You haven't hit the darkness yet. It's just starting to get gray.
Yeah.
And all I can think of is, holy shit, how are we supposed to deal with it if it gets darker than it is?
No,
and they keep telling me, we haven't got there yet. It's going to get darker.
I know.
But
I know.
I got all of y'all with your lights. And darkness cannot overcome the light.
That's absolutely correct. And that's why I'm trying to let people know that when you see this stuff happening, don't
check out.
Don't panic. Yeah, don't panic.
Or panic.
It will turn around, but boy, it's not going to be fun. I mean, this whole week has not been fun.
Well, why do you think Spirit has placed all of us light workers here at this time? Because the world is going to need our light.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter how dark it gets, all it takes is one spark of light to destroy it. Because one will light another, will light another, will light another, so that when we come full circle around, everything will be right side up again. We'll be back on the right timeline. We'll be back into where it is we're supposed to be going. But again, people have free will. And so they had their chance to vote or to sit at home and say, I just don't know about if I should pick a woman, Or they didn't put up a fuss when they found out what do you mean 500,000 votes from our state didn't get counted? Why is that? And so on and so forth,
and I don't know why we're not hearing just a little. I thought we would hear a little bit more about this, and somebody did say that 20 million votes are missing.
Yeah.
So that's huge. That is huge, and I don't know. It just seems to be, it's like it's just floating around out there and nothing really happening with it. I don't know if they're just what they're waiting for, but I guess it does involve a lot of other 5, 6, 7 other countries, so are going through the same thing. So but it's going to come up, and I thought it would actually, that would be up front. We'd start hearing about it. Maybe it's just like a week away or less that we'll hear about that. But I'm not sure that that's what's actually going to bring the dumpster down. Is the election? It might be something else. I mean, he's a traitor, and he's a convict, and he's and so many things that are not good. And it's getting really obvious that what he's doing is trying to bankrupt the country. And there's a lot of people out there that have more power than I do, that are a lot smarter than me, and they can see it too. This is what he's doing, and I just don't think, that I just don't believe in the long run he will get away with it. But maybe they just need it to be so in your face that the whole country says, okay, no, enough's enough. This is it.
Yeah.
Do something. Get rid
and
of
there's
that.
still going to be that handful of people that are going to follow him to the grave and believe
That's
that every
fine.
word out of his mouth is the truth.
But there's going to be a lot more that have always stood there in the first place and supported him, and they're going to say, oh, well, wait a minute, what happened to my Medicaid? What happened to my Social Security? What happened to my food benefits?
Wait till seniors and disabled people and vets go to the pharmacy to pick up their medicine and get told, no, it's not covered anymore. You got to pay full price now. And what used to cost them $3 to $5 is now $300 to $500.
Yeah.
$300 to $500 or more. I mean,
and that's what's going to get their attention. Some people, it doesn't matter how often you talk to them and try to explain something to them, until they hit rock bottom and until it absolutely affects them personally, they cannot think past the, me stage, right?
Well, because something that I learned as whenever I took counseling, for especially like counseling addicts and stuff, is that you cannot help someone with an addiction until they are ready to be helped.
Well, that's true.
You can have all the interventions in the world. You can have people send them to clinics, send them to here, there, everywhere. And they'll clean up for a few days, however long it takes to get the hell out of there. And then they go right back to what they were doing before. It's not until they come to the point of saying, I've had enough and I don't want to do this anymore, that they can then be helped, truly helped. And I think with this country, it's the same thing. Is people are going to have to get to the point where they're going to be like, I don't want to live like this anymore.
And a lot of his supporters absolutely.
Sherry, watch us if you need light, baby.
Yeah, when he is talking about, we're going to get rid of these people and we're going to do this and we're going to do this, they still believe that it does not apply to them. That's why, they have to get to the point, like you said, where they go to the pharmacy and go, what do you mean that's not covered? When Mima's check isn't deposited into the bank, it's like, but I voted for you.
When you get that eviction notice in the mail saying you got 15 days to get out because you're 4 months behind in the rent, whatever.
Yeah. So,
and what Linda Bishop says here, last week I took most of my money out of the bank. I know exactly how much I have been storing food up as well for a while. And I got this thing about everybody needs to keep a little cash on hand, and I have no idea why I'm saying that, but I'm doing it, and I'm telling my friends to do it, and they seem to all be going for it. We don't know why we're doing it, but it just feels like, I don't know. I mean, are they going to start messing with the banks? Are they going to, are they suddenly not going to be insured anymore? And so
all they need to do is take the banks offline. That's it. You can't access your account when you go to the ATM because it's offline. You can't go online and pay your bills because it's offline.
Wow. Wow, Marina.
Can't put gas in your car because the pumps are all offline.
Yeah. You can't access your account. We're sorry. Like
6-7 months ago, my God started telling me, tell everybody to start socking away money. And so that's what I've been telling my people, whatever give up that latte a couple of days a week. That's what, $10, $15 a pop. I don't even know how expensive they are anymore. Stick that in a jar at home. Don't spend it. Just stick it in a jar, you know. Try to build up enough cash that if you got to make a run for it, at least you got enough money to get to where you're going.
Yep.
I mean, we in a way we're going to have to put ourselves into the mindset of what the country went through during the Great Depression, of how to save every little penny, and you don't spend what you don't absolutely have to spend, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we're such a free-willing country. We're so used to just charging it. Here's my card. You don't even know. Most people don't even know how much money they have in the bank.
No.
They just know there's money in the bank. Here's my card, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
exactly.
you know, I keep telling my folks, y'all need to be aware. I don't even have a bank account. I'm in a credit union. They operate a little differently than a bank.
Yeah.
And even then, I only put in there what I need to pay my bills.
So is it the banks, or is it just the value of the dollar? Is this going to plummet, or
both?
Any ideas?
Both. I think that as the more tariffs that he tries to put in place, the more that it hits the economy, the more that the rest of the world operates very much on things being based on the strength of the American dollar. If the American dollar starts to lose strength, then that means other currencies have an opportunity to come in and pick up and have their value increase. Okay, so right now, let's say for instance, the $1 US up here would be worth, let's say, $1.30. Okay, if the US dollar starts to go down, and I've seen this happen in the past, where based on things that are going around the world, where the Canadian dollar is on par, which means $1 US gets you $1 Canadian dollar. And I've seen it where the Canadian dollar was stronger than the US dollar. So, that was particularly, I'm going back to like 2008, 2009 during the banking crisis and all that. So
when Obama came into office. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So if the US dollar goes down, then that means your ability to buy things has been reduced, because what you could buy yesterday that cost you $1 is now going to cost you $1.10, $1.20, right? So it eats into your savings. If the banks go offline, if somehow you aren't able to access your money, it doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank if you can't access it, if you can't get your hands on it.
If you can't prove that you have that much in the bank.
So now we're talking about the infrastructure of the country, where all of a sudden we don't have electricity, and we can't function.
What better way to really set the world upside down in this country and have people in full-blown panic? Turn off the power, turn off the water, turn
Ruth,
off the sewage.
We're not predicting this. We're not predicting.
No.
We're just discussing, because I have had this feeling about holding on some cash, and I couldn't figure out why. And but no, this is not a prediction.
Not a full prediction. I think we're predicting the possibilities of what's possible to come.
Yeah. And just
it's not because I told her, we're predicting it, but I don't mean I couldn't type it all in there, but not in full. This is it. There's no other way. No.
Yeah, no.
This is a very possible path.
Yes,
but again, we have free will.
Keep a little extra cash around, because just like they're just discussing, if you can't get to your ATM, or if your bank doesn't open up because it doesn't have any electricity, because everything is based on electricity. I mean, if somebody decided to turn off the electricity all over the country, we'd be screwed. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you've got enough cash on hand so that whatever you might need to buy in the moment to survive, that you've got the cash on hand. It doesn't mean you need to put away thousands of dollars. If you don't have access to thousands of dollars, even a couple $100 is that's enough to get you going until things are back up and running. Because it's not, this isn't something that is going to happen. This is something that could happen. But think, if it does happen, you've been forewarned.
As my grandmother always told me, prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Yeah.
And despite all of the doom and gloom and everything that sounds so horrible,
yes,
the one thing my guides have told me with every single reading every day is don't lose hope.
Yes.
There is always hope. There's always hope. We put all of you light workers here during this time because there's hope. Yeah. And you're going to be the ones that are shining the light to get everybody out of the darkness. Yeah. And so that's
true. So anyway, this thing about money is we're just throwing stuff out there that it's come to all of us. It sounds like that I don't quite understand why I'm being told this to hold on to money. But I mean, both Sherry and Marina have brought up a couple different ideas. And the thing about the electricity just blows my mind because that is a possibility. Am I predicting that's going to happen? No, I am not. I'm just saying, be prepared. And some of you in the chat section are prepared. You're saying, you're saving some money and you're, we're talking about cash, because your check is going to be worthless. You can't get to the ATM for one reason or another. I guess that is just a couple of reasons of why you'd want to do that. But because of these weird, crazy times, we're just suggesting to please hold on to it.
Yeah. And to think about, if there's no electricity, if you can't access anything in the bank, how can you even prove that you have money in the bank?
Yeah, right.
They would have no way of knowing if you've got $5 or $5,000 or $50,000 in the bank. And so they're not going to open up the vault and start doling out cash when they don't know how much money you really have, unless they're smart enough that they keep paper copies of everything.
Good luck.
Some credit unions still run like that, and that's why I'm in a credit union. But that and other reasons. But I mean, it's get out of debt. That's the main thing.
Yeah,
get out of debt. Pay off your debt. If you can pay double your notes for the next 6 to 8 months and get out from under something, do that.
I like what Kimberly said. That's funny.
That's the thing
and keeping a sense of humor around all of this will definitely help you.
Absolutely.
You gotta have a little sense of humor here.
What was it? A week or two ago, we did a show where we did nothing but stuff to laugh about. How many people were we messaged with? Well, I don't know what you think is so funny. Things aren't very funny right now. It's like, it's called trying to bring people up.
Yeah.
By making them laugh. Yeah. You can do that and still be honest about what the hell's going on at the same time. And the bills, everything's going to go up. I mean, y'all thought stuff was expensive now. Wait 6 months. And it's always good to have cash and to have a go kit.
Yeah.
I live in the South in hurricane territory. Yeah. We operate with go kits. That's canned food, water, changes of clothes, cash on hand, batteries, flashlights, candles, whatever that we keep in a closet somewhere, so that if the storm hits, we're prepared. We can last a week, maybe 2, with no electricity.
Yeah.
Because that happens.
Yeah.
as opposed to somebody who's suddenly everything's gone and they don't know what to do. You know, you have to prepare. It's the same for when snowstorms coming. People that live up north, they know when a snowstorm is coming and they prepare for it. They've got their backup ways to heat their house if the heater gets knocked out, or whatever. I mean, it happens everywhere. It just, you get used to what's in your area as to what it is you prepare for. This is just a different kind of preparing. This is just, preparing to, be able to buy milk and bread for your kids tomorrow so they have something to eat. If you can't access money from the bank, because most stores would shut the doors if the electricity goes out because they can't calculate, what you're doing. But there's a lot of food that's going to go bad in that store that they're going to lose money on, that they'll open the doors up and sell really cheap for cash on hand just to get it out of the store. So,
Okay. Well, we've been on now for about an hour and 10 minutes. Is there
Oh,
anything
wow.
that Marina or Sherry wants to add to this discussion? Because we're getting ready to wind down here.
Stay hopeful. Stay hopeful. Stay hopeful. Stay hopeful.
Yes.
We will get through this, and we will come out the better for it on the other side.
Yep. Exactly. This is for all of you ladies out there. We are in the process of giving birth. Okay. The labor has started. We know that it's going to get worse, but we know what we're going to have at the end of it. So, it's not pleasant to go through, but we will get through it. We will survive. We will be on the other side, and we will be better for it. So, yeah.
Why do you think we have more than one kid?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We couldn't get through the childbirth part. There would be nobody with more than one kid.
No,
Trust
exactly.
me.
Yeah.
Well, and it's gonna get worse before it gets better. But I still see and have always seen, even after the horrible election we went through, that there's going to be dancing in the streets. There's going to be celebrations because this thing is going to get cleared up. But I wish I could tell you.
I could give you a day and a time.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. I can't.
Yeah, I wish I knew what the schedule.
They won't tell me what it is.
No, the guys don't tell us this stuff because it's just too crazy making. And one thing the guides always keep saying to me is, Cleo, you've got the right idea. This is where it's going, but it's not going just the way you think. So I don't really even bring that up because I know, I know that we're going to get to the.
They're telling me what happens at the end, but they're not telling me what's happening on the trip there.
Exactly. Yeah, we're on our way to the promised land, but boy, it's sure hard to see right now because it looks pretty gray and cloudy. But anyway, thank you all for showing up today. It's a great conversation, and I just loved your input. I love what you people have to say. You're just so informed and on top of this, and. Really, everybody, please keep the faith and know that it's going to get better.
Yes.
When things get bad, don't let that make you crazy because it's just it's got to happen. It's got to happen.
Oh yeah.
So
and reach out to one another. Get to know the folks in chat, people that you chat with. Maybe get to know them. Share your emails or something so you can chat together. So if you're having a low moment, you can reach out to 3 or 4 people and say, I just need somebody to talk me through right now. And you'd be amazed at the amount of people that will show up on a DM and start, chatting away with you. So
good idea. Good thing.
Wonderful.
Thank
you, everyone. Thank you.
All
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.